Hi, happy Monday. This is your girl Ndidi, aka Didi, with the Avon Affluence, and today I want to talk about be rich, don't look rich. So, many of us know somebody, especially nowadays. Well, I say thanks to social media or no thanks to social media, but it's very easy to be on Instagram or Facebook or watch videos on YouTube and you see people, they have all these pictures of how they have nice things and how their life is going so great and traveling and you're looking at yourself and you're like, wow, how come I don't have those things? Or how come I don't do those things? Now I wanted this, and now you have this envy of, oh, I want those, or I could get one. I should go out and get one so I can make myself feel better. And then I should take a picture of it and then, make other people look at me like you have it too. But I just want to promote this. Let's be smart. Let's be wise. A lot of these influencers on social media, they buy these things, take a picture with it, and they're returning it back. They don't hold on to it. Or most of them are just promoting some free product. They don't even pay for it. Or some people are going into serious deep debts just to flaunt stuff in your face, and you don't even know how they're paying for it, if they can afford it, and what it's looking like for them in the next 2, 3, 5 years after they've bought all these things and incurred all these debts. Now, if you got it and you've taken care of your personal finances, hey, all power to you. Go ahead and flaunt as you want. You're good. You that makes you wise. And if you got all your shit squared together, you're good. And then you have people, giving you all this free stuff so you can promote for them, you're even wiser. Go ahead and do you. But woe to those who are watching and viewing these pictures and think that's life. And if they're not doing that, they haven't arrived, because you don't know how all these people are able to afford it. So go ahead and avoid that envy of, this should be me too, especially if you don't have it, and then you try and make yourself squeeze into that idea. That's the idea of keeping up with the Joneses. We don't want to do that. We don't want to keep up with the Joneses. Rather, the purpose of this channel and the purpose of my mission to go out there and spread knowledge on wealth and financial literacy and, just promoting yourself and your mind is that do not keep up with the Joneses. Let the Joneses keep up with you. So struggle, you're a little struggling quietly. It's okay to see all these beautiful things on the internet and admire and pass on by. You have to fight with your mind not to want to do those kind of things when you can't afford it or when you can't do it. Don't kill yourself. Or you see somebody that's doing very well and then you're getting envious or jealous, or like, oh, then tomorrow you're gonna go swipe a credit card so you can be among. It doesn't work that way. Try to take care of your affairs. If you have credit cards that you're trying to get rid of it first. And if you have credit cards and you have balances on it, don't try to act like you're not gonna take care of it. Please get rid of it first. Try not to just pay the minimum on it. Try to put a little extra so you can get it out of the way quicker. Once you do that, then you see things starting to change for you. And once you get to the point where you've cleared those credit cards, try not to get back in it. Don't look at your cards and be like, ooh, I got all this, I'm zeroed away, time to start spending again. Try as much as possible not to touch those cards. And if you're just trying to keep up with your, the credit cards, because if you don't use some credit cards, they cancel you out, and that might affect your history, especially if it's cards that you've had good history on. You don't want them to just cancel it. So what you can do is, say you want to buy gas, you have $20 cash in your hand, you have the credit card, you haven't used that credit card in a long time, you have to actively train yourself to do this. Don't just give it up and be like, yeah, I'm gonna just use a credit card and keep using it for the next few things you're doing. You could use that credit card, buy your gas immediately, like within a few days, or if you can even do it right away, but you want to kind of give it time so you could report on your credit so it looks good for you, but pay it off. Make sure you use that cash and pay it off. Don't just spend the credit card, spend the cash, and then you're left with nothing, and then you have this $20 that ends up becoming $200 because you're paying the minimum over a 5-year period. It doesn't even make sense. So we're all trying to get there. I'm trying to get there too. We're all growing together and learning together. And this will be a beautiful thing when in the next few months or few years, we're able to say, hey, we did this together. We grew together. We accomplished something together, and we did it. Especially us millennials and Generation X, Y, those of us that are heavily involved with social media. Every day you're logging in, every hour you're on it, you're posting, you're consuming other people's posts. Train yourself not to fall for all that, okay? Today, the digital world is so strong, it's advisable for you to put yourself out there, but also be careful with what you're consuming or letting yourself understand as the norm, because what you're seeing is not the norm, because you have people who are just out to present a certain kind of lifestyle that isn't really there. So now I say be rich, don't act rich. Rich people, you would see them and it's like, man, I thought this person was XYZ, a career. I thought they were an athlete. I thought they were a doctor. I thought they were an investor. I thought they were this. But then look at what they're wearing. Look at what they're driving. Don't be those kind of people, because that's the most ignorant thing. Like, now that I have my mindset changed, I look at things way differently. You can see Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, and the kind of car he drives is not an expensive whatever. It's not one of the best. It's something he's owned for a long time, and he's doing great with it. Even his home, they say, is something he's owned since for like maybe 30 years or something old. It's not just like a big old mansion. I'm not saying every rich person or wealthy person should go out there and degrade their lifestyle because they want to act like Warren Buffett or what other people do, but it's all about being smart with it. So what they rather do is, if they can live in the house, that's all they need. They live in the home. If he could drive a car that takes him from one point to the other point, that's all he's going to do, drive a vehicle. But they don't need to upgrade to the flashiest, best thing that's going on. Instead, they take that money and invest it and build their wealth, because they're building generational wealth. And that's the purpose of building wealth. It's not just to build it for now. It's for when you're older, you don't know what your health status will be. God forbid anybody comes down with cancer and don't know even how to take care of themselves. Or maybe we don't even have Social Security in the next 30 years. Those of us who are, probably in our 20s or 30s now, and we're dependent on, saying, hey, the government will take care of me. That's why it's now that you start building towards those kind of things, so that when you get there, it's set for you. It's the way you set your life that you come and live it when you're older. So what do? You go to work, live within your means, live under your means. If you're buying a home, don't buy a home that is 3 times more expensive than how much you earn every year. If you're investing, make sure your debt and other things that require your attention monthly are taken care of. And then you have your little emergency fund going, and then you can invest in real estate, park and hold, put your money in there and hold it as long as you can. Make sure you do your due diligence in doing your research of what kind of places you need to invest in. A very key information on how to do that is visiting your city's website for their development plans. So like here in Texas, say Houston, you go online and Google Houston development plans, or like the county, Harris County development plans, and you see it'll bring up the areas in the city that have like a future planned for expansion or certain kinds of upgrades happening very soon. And those areas tend to be where it's heavily, where there's a lot of investors, because they've seen the same information and they're all trying to get in, buying this crappy properties for under market value. And what they're going to do is probably tear it down, put in the fancy, nice infrastructure or buildings, and bring in higher paying people to stay in those homes. So that's one way of investing, and that's what other people who have seen it, what those of us who are not educated enough to get this information, we don't know to do that. We're in the mall buying crap that is gonna probably get thrown away in 6 months to a year, while other people take their money and go invest in things where you come rent from them, so you can have an apartment and then keep going out to buy those kind of things. But they're growing their wealth fine. Like their children and their grandchildren, probably their great-grandchildren, are going to be good. And God forbid you keep doing that, then your children go look for jobs from their grandchildren. We don't want that. We want to be on the same playing arena with these people. That's why I'm here to advise you, my friends, my generation, everybody that is listening, to have your mind think this way. So apart from real estate, you can also invest in stocks. And when you're investing in stocks, you also want to do your due diligence. Like if you're interested in, let's say a company like Apple, what you do is go online, go on Google or whatever search engine you use, go online, type in Apple Investor Relations. Okay, this gives you information about every single thing about Apple, and that's what you want to see. What is happening, what they're planning to do in the future, what they just did, what their profits were, what their losses were. So you go in there, you read the 10K report, every single thing about it. Then you listen to their Q conference calls, the quarterly conference calls, and you look for more information. I mean, you go on the website, you'll be able to kind of peruse around, look at investor, like the graphs and how things are moving, and decide if that's a company that aligns with your beliefs, and if you agree with how the company is growing in the future. Buy the stock and hold it. I like buying stocks that have dividends because it's paying you as you're holding those stocks, and you can use those dividends to buy more stocks. That's another thing. Like people use dividends to kind of pay themselves and buy more stocks. So it's worked for me. I'm still also trying to understand the whole investing thing. So I'm also doing my own research, and when I find good information, I always want to share it with you. That's why I'm giving you that information. And you can buy books out there. I'm going to be reading some new books very soon, and just expand my idea and information on investing the right way, like investing for dummies or something like that, and make sure I'm doing it right. So that's one thing. People also kind of talk about mutual funds. I can't speak too much about that right now because I haven't done a lot of research on it, but best believe anything that is making money for the future, I'm into it, and very soon I'll be able to give you more information about that. But for right now, I just wanted to kind of bring the idea of stop acting rich, but become rich. Like be rich for you, and when you sleep at night, you're good. So whatever that translates for you, go ahead and do it. With your little 9 to 5, go ahead and add something on the side for you, work for you while you're getting your other 9 to 5 until you can scale up. So that's my spiel for today. I hope you found value in this. And again, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It's Ndidi Ehim, and it's spelled N as in Nancy, D-I-D-I, Ehim, I-H-I-M as in Mary. And if you want to follow my motivational page on Instagram as well for business and just inspirational development, go ahead and follow the Avim Affluence. Avim is spelled A as in Apple, V as in Victor, I-M as in Mary. The Avim Affluence. So that's D_Avim_Affluence. Until next time, thank you.